Have you heard about the entire colony that disappeared without trace in the 16th century? Picture this. The year is 1585, and we're on the eastern shores of what is now known as North Carolina. Here, a group of 115 English settlers establish the Roanoke Colony, the very first English settlement in the New World. This isn't just another historical event, it's a significant turning point, marking the start of English colonial ambitions in the Americas. These brave souls were the first to leave their homes, crossing the vast Atlantic Ocean in search of new lands and opportunities. But here's where the story takes a chilling turn. This colony, this promising start to a new chapter in history, simply vanished. Not a soul to be found, no trace of any struggle, no indication of where they might have gone. But what happened to this colony, you ask? Let's delve into the events leading up to its strange disappearance. The year was 1585 when Sir Walter Raleigh received a charter from Queen Elizabeth I to establish a colony in the New World. With dreams of wealth and glory, Sir Walter Raleigh set out to create a permanent English settlement in what is now known as the United States. This was no small task. The English had no idea what they were about to face. The New World was a wild and unknown land full of promise and peril. The initial establishment of the Roanoke Colony was fraught with difficulties. The colonists, led by Ralph Lane, struggled to sustain themselves. Food was in short supply, and the land, though bountiful, was unfamiliar. They weren't prepared for the harsh winters and the scarcity of the resources they were accustomed to back home. Their situation was further complicated by strained relations with the local Native American tribes. The English settlers were intruders, interlopers, in a land that had been home to these tribes for centuries. Despite some initial attempts at diplomacy, misunderstandings and mutual mistrust led to tension and conflict. The colonists also faced internal strife. Discontent grew among the men as the harsh realities of their situation set in. They were far from home, in a strange and unforgiving land, struggling to survive. These hardships took a toll on the morale of the colonists. By 1586, just 1 year after their arrival, the situation had become untenable. Sir Francis Drake, on his way home from a successful raid in the Caribbean, stopped by Roanoke and offered to take the colonists back to England. They accepted, leaving behind a deserted colony. Yet the story of Roanoke doesn't end there. Sir Walter Raleigh was not one to give up easily. He was determined to establish an English foothold in the New World, no matter the cost. The first colony was abandoned, but that wasn't the end of Roanoke. In 1587, a second attempt was made to settle Roanoke under the leadership of John White. John White, a man of ambition and determination, led a group of 117 English settlers, among them men, women and children, on this second voyage to the New World. The goal was simple: to establish a permanent English settlement in the heart of what is now North Carolina. Among the settlers, there was a unique addition, one that would etch its place in the annals of history. A baby girl named Virginia Dare, the granddaughter of John White, was born in the New World, the first English child to be born in this new land. Her birth was a beacon of hope, a symbol of the potential prosperity of this fledgling colony. Yet, the joy of Virginia Dare's birth was short-lived. The colony faced severe shortages of food and other essential supplies. The settlers were faced with a harsh reality. Survival in this new world was going to be a daunting task. It was then that John White made a crucial decision. He decided to return to England to gather more supplies and reinforcements, leaving the settlers, including his own family, behind in Roanoke. White's journey back to England was fraught with difficulties. The ongoing war with Spain delayed his return journey by 3 long years. He left behind a group of hopeful settlers and a newborn granddaughter, expecting to return with the means to ensure their survival and prosperity. However, fate had other plans. John White would never see his fellow colonists again. His return to Roanoke would only reveal the chilling mystery that has perplexed historians for centuries. Little did White know that he would never see his fellow colonists again. When White returned in 1590, he found the colony deserted. It was as if the settlers had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only ghostly echoes of their once vibrant community. The first thing that struck White was the eerie silence. The once bustling settlement was now devoid of human activity, The houses, the tools, the everyday items all sat untouched, like a stage set for a play where the actors had suddenly gone missing. But what raised more questions than answers was the word Croatoan carved into a post. This single word, etched into wood, was the only clue left by the settlers. It was a message that has puzzled historians for centuries. Was it a distress signal, a cryptic clue, or an attempt by the settlers to leave behind a trace of their existence? Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, as well as a local Native American tribe. Could this be a hint that the colonists had sought refuge with them, or was it a desperate plea for help, left in the hope that it would be discovered and understood? Adding to the mystery was the absence of any signs of conflict or struggle. There were no bodies, no signs of a violent confrontation, and no indications of a hurried departure. The settlers had seemingly disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only their empty homes and that haunting word, Croatoan. Some have speculated that the settlers were victims of an unknown disease, while others suggest they might have been absorbed into local Native American tribes. Others still believe in more supernatural explanations, attributing the disappearance to everything from alien abductions to interdimensional portals. Despite countless investigations, archaeological digs, and historical analyses, the true fate of the Roanoke colonists remains shrouded in mystery. The only certainty is that they vanished, leaving behind a story that continues to captivate us to this very day. The fate of the Roanoke colony remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Over the centuries, numerous theories have attempted to solve the mystery of the lost colony. One of the most prevalent theories suggests that the colonists may have assimilated with local Native American tribes. The colonists, having faced several hardships, could have sought the aid of the indigenous people, who were adept at living in the New World environment. Some historical accounts even note the presence of European features among certain tribes in the years following the disappearance, potentially hinting at this integration. Another theory postulates a Spanish attack. The late 16th century was a time of intense rivalry between England and Spain. The Roanoke Colony, being England's first attempt at establishing a permanent settlement in North America, may have been seen as a threat by the Spanish, leading to a possible assault. However, no definitive archaeological evidence has been found to support this theory. Then there's the possibility of relocation. The word Croatoan, carved into a post at the deserted settlement, suggests that the colonists may have moved to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras. However, numerous expeditions to the island have yielded little evidence to support this hypothesis. Some theories even veer into the realm of the supernatural, suggesting everything from alien abductions to the colony falling victim to the legendary lost colony curse. While these theories may seem far-fetched, they add another layer of intrigue to the enduring mystery. Each theory carries its own set of possibilities, each with its own unique set of questions. Yet despite the passage of over 400 years, hard evidence that definitively solves the mystery remains as elusive as the colonists themselves. Despite countless investigations, archaeological digs, and scientific examinations, the fate of the lost colony of Roanoke remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Theories abound, and yet, the truth remains just out of reach. A tantalizing puzzle that continues to captivate the imagination. Despite these theories, the truth about what happened to the Roanoke colony remains elusive. The Roanoke colony may have vanished, but it left a lasting impact. This first English settlement in the New World, despite its tragic end, paved the way for future endeavors. Its story, a cautionary tale of ill-preparedness and miscommunication, served as a lesson for the English, influencing their subsequent settlements, such as Jamestown and Plymouth. Moreover, the Roanoke colony has permeated our popular culture, becoming a symbol of mystery and intrigue. From books to films, TV shows to podcasts, the tale of the lost colony resonates. It's a story that provokes thought, invites speculation, and stirs the imagination. The missing settlers, the cryptic word Croatoan, etched into a post, the abandoned fort. These elements of the Roanoke narrative have become iconic. They are woven into the tapestry of our shared history and collective consciousness. The lost colony of Roanoke, a mystery that continues to captivate us, reminding us of the enduring allure of the unknown.